Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome back. I got back home yesterday, got my computer all set up, and it's time to get back to work. So, it's probably going to be a long video. Like, I thought I'd just, talk about how the holidays went and all that kind of stuff. I would have liked to got something out on Christmas, but, things were obviously very busy around the house. And not to mention that I didn't have my computer hooked up to the internet anyway, so, I couldn't upload anything. But, yeah, I'm back now. I would have had this up yesterday, but I had a really terrible issue with my computer. I couldn't get it to connect to the internet for some reason. Like, I would, plug in the wires and everything, and it would say that the connection status was unknown, dependency group or service has failed to connect, or something like that. And I couldn't tell what the hell was wrong, and it took me a lot of time, but eventually I figured it out. It took a lot of, fiddling around in the command prompt and all this different kind of stuff, but eventually I got it to work, and I was terrified that I would have to reinstall the computer and, reformat everything and lose all this stuff, but fortunately that didn't happen, and, I'm good to go. Apparently it's a Vista problem, and up until now I haven't really had any problems with Vista, and I couldn't figure out why everybody seemed to hate it. But this is my first major issue, but I got it solved and everything seems to be fine now. Anyway, Christmas, besides Grandpa dying, was pretty nice because Grandpa died, all my family from a wide variety of places across the world all was able to convene and get together and that kind of stuff. So it was probably the biggest Christmas I'd ever had. Just so many people there, and it was really nice. In fact, I got to see my my crazy cousin, and I got to tell you about this guy because in my family, sort of a love for military history and a love for politics really runs strong. Like, it's something that the males in my family are really into, and obviously I got really into Russian military history. But my cousin now, he's 40, and he's like a millionaire because he goes around the world and he finds mining spots to invest. Right now he's like in Uganda, and he's meeting with tribal kings trying to like set out different plots of land that he can lease and start mining there. And I'm like, you sound like an international man of mystery, man, going around striking deals with with Ugandan tribal kings and stuff like that. But anyway, he's really into like Nazi military history, like super into it. Like, he's got $50,000 SS uniforms in his house. He's got drawings done by Hitler himself. He was trying to get his hands on like the pieces of wood that was actually used on Hitler's map desk. And so you think that this whole weird obsession with military history is just my thing. No, it's not. It's a family thing. So I actually saved a picture because he's got a portrait, right? He's got a portrait of himself done up in an SS uniform, and it's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life. And I just had to take a picture of it and save it and show it to you guys because it is phenomenal. Hold on, let me see if I can find it here. So that was very cool. I hadn't really there it is. Had a chance to talk to him in a very long time. So I don't know if you can see that. I'll make it up really close. But isn't that just, I don't know, it just blows my mind. Like, he actually got somebody to paint this portrait of himself in an SS uniform. Man. So that was cool. I didn't spend my holiday doing that much. I rebeat Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask because they were there, and replaying Majora's Mask was actually really nice because I hadn't played it in a long time, and I didn't remember a lot from the game, and it holds up surprisingly well, and it actually is really good, a really awesome game even in comparison to Ocarina of Time. But Majora's Mask always seems to get overshadowed by Ocarina of Time, and people seem to forget it. But I think it's really underrated and really stands up to its, Titanic brother. And I also I played Fable 3. I beat Fable 3 over the holidays, and I was surprised at how good that game was. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was, and it really came out of left field and was a pleasant surprise for me. Then Christmas happened. I didn't get anything super special. I got money, which I needed. I got a new mouse, which I needed because my old one was a piece of crap, and a few books and a few other odds and ends. But my aunt actually donated her entire old PC games collection to me. I don't know if she donated them or let me borrow them. Either way, I've got her entire old PC games collection, and she was the one who actually owned Realms of the Haunting. So I've got 3 dozen old PC games, most of which I've never heard of, and I'm trying to go through and find the weirdest and most obscure ones. But I did hold on, I did pick out a few choices of ones that I thought I'd show off that I now have in my possession. Most of these I have heard of or have played, but I don't know how many people played. Hold on. So, first off is we've got Myst 3 here, and I never played the original. Oh, sorry, I played this game and I played like the original Myst, but I played it when I was very, very young, and I couldn't really understand what the hell was going on. Like, I played it when I was like 7 years old, and people tell me like the Myst series is fantastic. So I thought, now that I'm a little older, 15 years or so older, I should go back and check it out. So there's that. Also, this is adventure game I played in my youth called Circle of Blood, which is it's an adventure game. It's got a kind of similar art style to Monkey Island, I believe, and it was really cool. And that one was a lot of fun. But speaking of Monkey Island, I have my hands on both the 3rd and the 4th installment in the series. So it's Curse of Monkey Island and Escape from Monkey Island. These are, like I said, the 3rd and the 4th in this series, and they haven't been remade yet. And I figure, with this big Monkey Island Renaissance going around, it might be nice to play through some of the other games in the series that are that haven't been remade and are a little bit harder to get your hands on. And I also found Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine, and I don't know if anybody else played this but me, but I played this when I was young and I thought it was the coolest game of all time. Don't know how well Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine holds up, but I think it would definitely be cool to play through it again, because I have fond memories of this game, and I don't know how many people out there know of Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine. Just great to say. Just love seeing that title. So, that's on the table. But best one here is Grim Fandango, which is, without question, one of the best adventure games of all time, and arguably one of the best PC games of all time. Really, really fantastic and original game. So I've got that in my possession. So I got those and 30-something other titles, which would be very cool. Definitely got now I've got a nice enhanced pool of potential Let's Plays, because I'm always looking for classic games to go back and replay. Like I like having a bounce between the old and the new, like new games that are coming out, and then old games that people might not have heard of, or that mean a lot to me. So that was very cool. And other than that, I didn't do a whole lot over the holidays. Just kind of chilled out. Spent time with my family and everything. I had Grandpa's funeral a couple days ago, and that was really hard for me, because I'd never been to a funeral of a family member before, and it was hard, but at the same time it was good. It was nice. People seemed after the funeral, people seemed a lot better, and I felt a lot better after the funeral. It was very nice. We didn't have a minister or anything. We didn't do it in a church or anything, because Grandpa was a very irreligious man. He wasn't a very spiritual man. His religion was to do good, and I think he accomplished that mission in his life because he was a good man. And like my aunt said at the funeral, that he'll always be he's immortalized in our memories and our pictures and all this other stuff. So as long as we remember Grandpa, he's never going to leave us, and that's the way I feel. So it was definitely nice to get that off my chest, and now I'm feeling much better and ready to tackle a new year coming up. So that being said, it's time for me to get back to work. Try and get this website launched. Also, I'm working very hard on my Game of the Year awards. I've decided I'm going to switch the format up from what I did last year. I don't know how many of you guys remember my Game of the Year awards last year, but basically I just did like 2 videos and kind of lumped them all together. And I think I'm going to go for a more style that Game Trailers does, where they have a single video for each category. And the reason I'm doing that is because I didn't leave any room for me to defend my choices and why I chose certain games as Game of the Year in my previous format. And I picked a lot of some stuff that was kind of controversial, and I didn't get a chance to say why I picked it over these other games. So now I've formatted in a way so I'm going to get that chance. But I'm not going to have a huge amount of different categories. I don't want to swamp myself with work, but I spent a lot of time just kind of thinking about my Game of the Year over the holidays, and now I'm ready to start going into those videos. And of course I'm going to not here obviously, but once I get the awards rolling, I'm going to have a section where viewers will vote on their Game of the Year, and I always like to see what your guys' choices compared to mine. Last year I chose Empire Total War and as Game of the Year, and you guys also chose Empire Total War, but a lot of good games came out this year, and I think there's some very, very heated categories. I mean, strategy is very heated right now. We got StarCraft 2, Civilization 5, Napoleon Total War. First-person shooters also really heated. We've got Bad Company 2, Black Ops, Halo Reach. Lots of gonna be lots of really controversial categories this year. I'm pretty excited to start that off. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed my holiday video log. I hope you guys had a fantastic holiday, and it's time to gear up and get ready for the new year, and I'm gonna get back to work and start working on some videos and start making sure this website is good to launch as soon as possible. So I want to thank you guys, and this is going to be Joseph Stalin signing off for now, and I'll see you guys later.